Hello everybody, my name is Jacob, and I will be showing you about the April craft for the teen crafting program. So, what you probably want to gather up before this project begins is 2 pens. One to affix a butterfly to, if that's what you choose to do with it. The other to draw with. Colored pencils. I'm only going to be doing 1 butterfly, and I only think I need this purple colored pencil. You can do this with crayons and get largely the same effect. I would recommend against markers on this one unless you've got an extremely light touch. Something to glue with. I'm using hot glue here because I want it to be able to cool and solidify in a short period of time for the purposes of the video. But you could probably get away with Elmer's. Probably can't get away with the glue stick though. And I've got clear masking tape, which we will be using to laminate the butterfly wings so that they are a little bit sturdier, they last a little bit longer, and they've got that little bit of iridescent sheen. You can actually probably skip out on the masking tape if you want. This is scissors. Yes, I know what these are. So let's get into what we are going to be handing out in our packets. We will be handing out 2 pieces of yellow paper, 2 pieces of pink paper, and 2 pieces of blue paper. I'll be using the blue paper today. So you can make a total of 3 butterflies. All these are 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper cut in half, and they're just colored paper. You can get your own and make as many butterflies as you like. So yeah, this is, they were like so, and then you chunk, snap it in half. Okay, so let us begin. I am going to start by taking my pen, and I'm going to draw butterfly wings pretty big on this page. So I'm going to start by drawing the body of the butterfly. All you need for the body of the butterfly is kind of a oval with points at the edges. And then we need wings. Butterfly wings are very curved. So they curve out and then they come back into a point, and then they come back out and curve back in. So I'm going to try to get that. I'm not the best artist, but I think, that wasn't absolutely horrible. Okay. Not really symmetrical, but they're not terrible. All right. So then, what we're going to do is we're going to fold it down the middle and hope that we drew it in roughly the right spot. I'm remembering that my instructions said to fold it and then draw it. So I'm going to go ahead and move the crease just a little bit to the left. There, that's more or less centered. Okay, so now I've got the butterfly wings. And as you can see, they're kind of springy, like wings tend to be. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to make tiny little outlines of the... Actually, I think the next thing to do is to... No, because if I cut them out now, they'll lose a lot of rigidity. They'll be a lot harder to draw on. So I'm going to draw the edges of the wings. So some butterflies will have little black outlines on their wings. And so if you do a little outline. And this is something else you're going to have to try to make symmetrical. So don't make it overly complicated. And you probably also don't need to make it the pictures I saw, the person clearly has a finer touch than I do. So we're just going to go ahead and, but this is to give you an idea of something you can do. So what I did was I kind of made a wave pattern around the edges of the butterfly wing. Do you see how it's kind of got a wave pattern on the inside? Yeah, it's kind of bad. All right, and then you color in, using the pen, this outline. I'm much better at coloring than I am at drawing lines because I know what I'm doing. That's a big thing I always have a trouble with in art, is I don't quite know what I'm supposed to be doing when I'm doing art. And so that's, I've been trying not to do it, but my preferred art stuff is patterns, where you've got these really interesting geometric shapes, where the location and orientation of the previous part of the little pattern indicates the next part of the pattern. And so at a certain point, once the pattern has developed in front of you, you don't really need to make more decisions. See, that's the top right quarter done. Or maybe the camera's flipping it. Anyway, that's a quarter done. And I'm just going to use this pen to make a nice dark tip on the wings. And I'm going to go fast here. I'm not going to spend so much time filling it in. So yeah, you can see that this is, you could probably get away with doing this with a marker, but I like pen because it's got a finer point and it's got that little bit of iridescent sheen. A lot of insect parts and insect wings have a little bit of a sheen, a shimmer to them. And so we're going to try to replicate that in this art project. Okay, that's a lot less neat than the other one. I'm actually really liking how it's turning out. I'm surprised because I thought that my inability to draw straight lines, I don't know why artists think they need that ability, would have messed me up, but it looks like we're doing okay. It's not going to hang in a museum, but all it needs to do is hang on a pen. Okay. All right, that's 3/4 done. Ah man, I made this last quarter way more complicated, and my hand is cramping. You people who do coloring books for fun, you're crazy. My hand would, like, I think I overgrip my writing utensils, and that's why my hand cramps. All right, so there's we are. Now, I'm going to take my purple pencil and very lightly, very gently, I'm going to add some accent to the inside of the wing, near the body of the butterfly. I'm gonna go. And that's going to give the perception that this is more of a living thing, because living things are messy. Living things have irregularities in them. So, You probably can't really see it through the camera, but it's there. I think it looks nice. Next step, we are going to find the start of this tape. Finding the start of tape is always the toughest. Oh, here it is. And then getting the tape started is always the toughest piece. All right, we've got the tape. We need so much tape. So what we're doing here is we are using this tape to laminate the butterfly. This is going to make it tougher. This is going to make it last a little bit longer. And it's also going to make it a little bit shinier. You're definitely going to want to try to put it on flat and avoid making wrinkles out of the tape. All right, how does tape do that? It's like I completely lost the start of it again. Ah, here it is. Come on, come on. Here we go. Okay. Snip. And oh, that did not work out well. And peeling it is going to damage the paper and rip up pieces. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. That'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. Now I'm gonna take my scissors and I'm going to cut out the butterfly. Snip, 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 snip. Now, if you've got tape at home and you're going to be doing this project with the tape, I would recommend that you try to make your butterfly so that it can fit under one piece of tape. That way, at the very least, even if you do it perfectly from then on out, you only have one piece of tape. You don't have a seam in your butterfly between the two pieces of tape. And if you do it like I did, then you only have one chance to screw it up. Minimizing your chances of screwing things up is how you don't screw things up. All right, almost through the snipping. You know, in spite of the fact that it's kind of messed up looking because of how the tape is set up, it's actually holding it rigid in a partially open, partially closed state. And butterflies, they tend to hold their wings like so, or straight up. And, oh, it just seems like it might be more like an actual butterfly. Come on, here we go. Okay. Last couple of snips. Oh man, the inside corners are always the hardest to cut. Okay, boom. All right. It's not professional, but we have one half of a butterfly. In order to make it look extra cool, we are going to have a second butterfly. This second butterfly wings is going to be slightly smaller than these. I think it would be really cool if I mixed and matched. I think I'm going to go with pink. You can have your second set of butterfly wings be any color you like, but I'm going to go with pink. So I'm going to learn from what I did last time. I'm going to start with the fold. Okay, and then I'm going to flatten it out, and the fold is just going to be the guiding line. I'm going to the best of my ability, outline the previous butterfly on this paper. I say to the best of my ability because as I've mentioned, my ability is not particularly great. It's coming along. It's not terrible. I think that counts for something. All right, and there it is. Slightly janky, but you know what? Janky isn't... Yes, janky's bad. Okay, moving on. Let's make this just a slight bit smaller. So what you want to do is now you want to go in and you want to trace, and you want to make it between 5 and 10% smaller. Just a little bit smaller than this guy so it will sit nicely on top of it. And... Okay, so I'm gonna trace the inside. Okay, and you should get something that looks like this. We're going to completely ignore the exterior trace of the big one, and we're going to work entirely within the smaller one. And really, we're doing kind of the same thing. We already have the body of the butterfly, which is outlined here, so we don't need to put a new body on this second set of wings here. All we got to do is and we can actually cut off the body and just make it, okay. This might look good, this might look bad. We'll find out later. So, let's go. I'm gonna do the same wave pattern on the inside of the butterfly wings. Wave pattern on the edges of the butterfly wings. Wave pattern on the... And I already see it. I'm making way too much work for myself. And it's not symmetrical at all. Okay. And where's my purple pencil? There it is. Okay. Purple pencil. I think this time I'm going to do a curlicue pattern on the inner edge of both of the wings. Okay, I'm getting sloppy. And then fill in with the pen. And I'm just gonna allow myself to be sloppy here. You can take as much time as you want and make it look nice. Sloppy fill-ins. That's 1/4 done. Three-quarters done. My hand's cramping again. Why do I make fill in the coloring things for me when my hand cramps? Okay. Okay, and that's good enough. So then we're gonna remind the paper that it's gonna fold, and then we're gonna do the tape trick again to make it a little more rigid, a little more. And the tape's gonna do its trick where it hides where it starts. Stinking tape. Come on. Nope, that's just a bubble in it. Aha! I have found you, my nemesis, the tape. Okay. That's enough tape. Snoop. And I immediately fold the tape in on itself. Great. Ah, we're doing a big tapey mess. Okay, I've defeated the tape. And make sure you don't put the tape that's got your fingerprints on top of the butterfly, because then your butterfly is going to have gross fingerprints on it. Right, we're going to need one more piece of tape. Come on, where'd you go? Come on, you know you want to. It's going to look really nice. All right, use the reflection of the lights. Find the start of the tape. That was singularly unsuccessful. I think I found it. Yes! Victory! Okay. And then cut it out. And remember, we're ignoring the big lines and we're just going with the inner lines. That way it fits nicely on top of the other wings that we just made. Snipping away. Definitely made it easier on myself to not have the body of the butterfly on the second pair of wings here. Because that's a lot fewer inner corners to cut out. Alright. And boom. Wow, these look particularly janky. Look at that. Totally ugly. That's fine. Doesn't have to be pretty. We're not making art or anything. All right. Then we take this glue. We dollop some of it in the middle here. Come on. No, don't stick to the dripper. Dollop. Get some there. Now we want to make sure that these wings are particularly foldy. So you want to reinforce the fold there, and then you let it be like so. Fold just like so. Hold it till it dries. Looks like it's stuck. That's pretty stuck. It's still got sticking to do, but it's pretty stuck. Okay. And then you make something like this. And it didn't turn out as badly as I expected. All right. Now you can just have this loose. You can just have a pretty butterfly somewhere. Or you can do the next step here, where you take a perfectly good pen and you vandalize it. So, if you're doing it on a pen, you should do it on the opposite side of the little holder guy so that you can pen a butterfly on your shirt if you feel so inclined. So you dollop some glue on the pin cap. Boop. And then you stick your butterfly on it. Okay, are you stuck? And now you have an incredibly distracting butterfly attached to your pin, which will distract you from your work as you're doing it. Let's see if it actually stays. I'm trying to, should have worn a shirt with a pocket here. Bye guys.